Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
God.
We should do the whole show without any audio.
Oh my God.
Why
There,
does
they can
it-
read my lips?
Why does it reset every single time I do a stream?
Because I did a stream in
Oh,
between,
that's
and
right.
I did two streams in between, and I had to set up my own
yeah.
audio, so it screws up yours.
Yep, that's true. Let's
Hello,
start that
everyone.
again. Hello, a very many bees. How are you?
David,
I'm good.
I'm gonna tell you before we get any further into this, it's really hard to have a No Star Citizen show with you having the deprecated freelancer up on the screen.
I wanted to see if someone would notice that.
I
And
noticed
you noticed it right away. Unfortunately for everyone that missed it, on the last Relay station that I was a part of, I unveiled Relay's new logo, which you can see right there. Relay's new logo.
The old freelancer. There you go.
Oh, hey, everybody, we've never changed. It's been 7,000 years. We're the same exact people.
You'll want to be careful using that, because if someone from CIG sees that, they could do a copyright strike. Uh-oh.
Would you want us to change, Jake?
No.
There we go. I mean, sorry, would you want us to change Jake a very many bees a cappella?
Maybe.
Shiver, how are you?
It's so fucking hot. I don't like this summer.
I'm spending so much money on air conditioning right now because Link has to be cold enough to sleep in his bedroom. Otherwise, he will die of heat. And it's money is...
Yeah. Shiver, it might be hot, but at least you didn't make the mistake of moving in July.
True.
I'm about to do this.
In Texas.
In Texas.
That's a terrible idea.
In Texas,
I had a
and
great
I'm moving
idea.
south.
Because of climate change, I thought I could help cool the world by turning the air conditioning on and opening a window. Didn't work.
I mean, it would probably eventually work if we turned on all air conditioners on the entire planet.
We all did it. Yeah.
Except for the problem is that a lot of them use non-renewable electricity, so it'd be heating up the planet while we cooled the planet. So it'd be kind of like this war.
Nothing would happen.
If we can go to all renewables energy,
There you go.
then maybe...
No,
you
we
go.
can't. No, we can't.
We
That's
can
not
eventually.
viable.
We can eventually.
It is.
We
It's
can
not.
do it eventually.
If you look at, like, trust me on this, it's not.
It is.
We can't. Well, as much as I want to believe some bearded weirdo, or my stepdad, who is literally the head of renewable energy at Rutherford Labs, I'm going to go with the qualified scientist who says we cannot, with the current technology, generate enough electricity with
That's
just
why I
renewable
said
power.
eventually.
Current
Which is-
technology...
yeah, but
Hey, current technology has been limited by the fact that we haven't been investing in it
Why
seriously.
are we talking about this? We have like a 5-segment game show.
It's true. We can have this argument another time. Also, this is my job. Also,
you can lose this argument another time.
Never. Okay, we're right. Hello and welcome to the Relay Show, where we don't talk about Star Citizen because there are in fact
Nope.
other games other than Star Citizen. And also, if we want
That's the
Jake to
rumor.
show up here, he can't talk about Star Citizen.
Well, I mean, I can, but I mean, I'd really just be reading the roadmap.
I mean,
Everybody
I
asks
still
me the
think.
same- Hey, everybody, you ask me a win question, my answer is going to be the roadmap.
Look at the roadmap.
Right
I
there.
still think there
If
should
we-
be a
If
section
we-
in the Relay Station where Jake just shows up for 15 minutes,
and
reads the
my
roadmap,
roundup,
and that's it.
I could do it.
I want
do
it.
I want you to do that in the most abusive way possible.
You know what I heard? I heard that the
I really like
there's
Yeah,
the
I like
new Disney experience, right? The new Disney Star Wars experience, and I heard that the Disney employees that get to play the stormtroopers get to be assholes to all of the
Yes.
attendees.
They
And
do.
that sounds great. And they get to abuse
awesome.
the attendees. Like verbally castigate them. And I think that's amazing.
There was one where this guy was waving around a lightsaber, and the stormtrooper's like, "Hey, put that away. Even if the Jedi were real, you're not good enough to be one of them."
I haven't been on Relay Station in quite some time. If Eris is craving verbal abuse,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
right.
I think we could probably talk some Mass Effect. I don't know if anyone's been playing it, but
I haven't played it since last week. So
I heard there's a patch coming out, or it just
the
came
patch
out.
came out.
came out 2 days ago.
They didn't
one day
fix
ago,
the,
depending on your
they
time
didn't
zone.
fix the bug I wanted them to fix, which is if you use any biotic on Saren, you then can't use biotics.
what?
That's a problem.
That's not a good
I'm still
bug.
annoyed that the Conrad Werner bug that was in the original is still present in Legendary.
Yep.
You always know when the bugs carry over like that they're really not easy to fix.
Yeah.
It's like this one's not worth it.
It's
Leave
good.
it.
I like it a lot. I put it down because, well, here, let's go into it. Segment 0.
Yeah, I need to get the segments because, look.
Oh, David.
This is the format. We have never had a 4-person game
Nope.
show.
Oh, well, you didn't prepare.
I mean, I was trying to prepare, but we were talking about stuff.
You don't have to put the segments up on the screen.
Yep, there it is. Segmentin 0. What you playing?
What do you mean Cyberpunk was a cluster bomb? What does that even mean?
Does that mean it was good or bad?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I don't know what that means.
Anyway.
Only thing I've been playing is Final Fantasy 14. I can't stop. My character is level 49. See, all right, me and Shiver are about to disagree with you.
Me too.
Extremely
like that.
highly.
Cyberpunk was good,
Shiver
even though
and
it
I
was
both-
a bit of a buggy mess.
It's buggy, but I don't know, man.
Good
I was
game.
able to play it and finish it and highly enjoy it.
It's an enjoyable game for what it is.
If you tried to play it on a console, I feel for
Oh
you.
God.
I think, and I'm not going to lay blame on either CD Projekt Red or the people who were interested, but I think there was a certain amount of expectation of, what was going to be in the game.
Yep.
And yeah,
I personally, my expectation was thus. I expected a refinement on the Bethesda formula of RPGs. I expected the world to be fully realized and immersive. I expected my choices to mean something. And I expected the characters and story to be top tier and excellent. I got all of those.
I didn't
didn't
watch a
like it.
single thing about Cyberpunk. I
I
waited for
watched
it to
it
come
all,
out,
and I wasn't
I played
disappointed.
it. And I had a good time with it, but I've played through it once, and now I'm just waiting to see what happens with it.
I didn't
I'm
like
not,
it.
I don't think it was a bad game, objectively speaking. It was a good game at what it did. But if people wanted more of a cyberpunk life sim, then you're going to have a bad time.
Yep.
But if you want to play a game, like Jake said, with a rich story that's got a good narrative to it, yeah.
Cyberpunk is amazing.
It's
It
a
was my
At
second
its
favorite
worst,
game.
David, you liked
It's a
one
7 out of
part of
10 game.
Anthem.
Anthem had the best flight in
And
video
that's it.
games, and that is it. I still think Fallout 76 is a good game that was maligned by a poor launch and bugginess, but it's a Fallout game. They're all buggy.
Honestly, if you enjoy the game, then it's a
Yeah.
good game.
Correction,
I'm
Harris. It's
I'm
a
a-
Bethesda game, and they're all buggy.
Yes,
I'm a traditionally big fan of Fallout, and it is exceptionally buggy even now compared to like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. I tried to play it recently, and it is just.
I mean, it is free on Game Pass now. Try it.
Yeah, that's why I played it.
Yep.
But I installed it, and it's like a level above the bugginess of the previous games.
It is. Fallout 76 for me was fun with other people. It was a very good cooperative experience. Really shitty single player experience, which is not typical of Fallout. It's not what you want from a Fallout game.
No.
But they did do a very good job of a multiplayer experience that was accessible and fun. I still think it's one of the better survival builder game genre things.
I also hate that genre.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You should move the segment and 0 up.
Oh yes, you're right. I should. Done.
40 pixels.
Yep.
But I will defend Cyberpunk to the death. I love that game.
I'm really excited to see. I'm really excited to see the relaunch that they're going to do towards the end of this year when they do the next gen upgrade.
I didn't like Cyberpunk.
Play it again.
It was too buggy. For me personally, there was a lot of things that just irked me.
See,
but the quality,
every bug that I ran into, 90% F5 reload solved. Almost every time.
Didn't want to do that repeatedly.
One bug that I couldn't solve with that, and that was, and I think they fixed. I'm pretty sure they fixed that pretty soon after, and that was the one where you do one of Panam's mission, and the head guy of the Nomad clan comes out, and it just froze, and I had to find I can't remember what I had to do to fix that
on the second really big patch.
They did.
Yeah.
Thing is, I didn't like it at the time.
Game breaker I found.
I didn't like it at the time. It was released too early. I don't think anyone can argue.
I won't argue that at all.
You can't. Will I try it again? Yes. When it's had some time and some patches, I'm going to try it again. Period.
So my curiosity here is with Cyberpunk is I want to know what I want to see from CD Projekt Red is their next game. And do they make the same mistakes?
Yes.
This is a company this is the company that they have made mistakes a lot over the years because they started off as not making games. Like they started off as a different type of company, and they came out with The Witcher 3 or sorry, The Witcher 1, and it was a really good story and it was interesting, but the gameplay was just awful. And they updated it with the enhanced edition, which a lot more people liked and could play. But then they just gradually got better at the gameplay side of things. And then The Witcher 3 was like, well, what you saw, it was, huge. And then now they've made another mistake, and I'm curious to see what they do.
It sounds like a lot of the mistakes this time were like corporate level mistakes of
Yep.
And honestly, the problem with those mistakes, as we've learned from a number of other companies that also made the same mistakes, is those mistakes either take years to fix or never get fixed.
Yep.
So we will have to see. I do want to say I want to say
faith that they'll fix it.
Years to make a new game. Anyway, guys, go ahead.
I want to say thank you to Admiral Kusanagi for completely derailing this entire show, and
thank you.
We will
stole my
have
job,
any
dude.
news to talk about. What else
No,
are we
we
gonna
don't.
do?
Well, I want to at least get to what we're all playing.
Oh yeah, I'm playing. I was about to say that.
I
I'm
know.
playing Final Fantasy 14. Still, I'm about to finish A Realm Reborn, which is the 2.0 content. Fantastic. Gotta say, people should play this if they want if they're like, man, I'm craving a good JRPG. You should play the MMO. You could play it completely solo. The only thing you have to do group content wise was like dungeons spattered throughout the story, and you can queue for it. So you just hit the dungeon you want and push the button, you wait, and that's it. And the boss fights are incredible. They actually require thinking and skill, which I cannot say the same for World of Warcraft. Most bosses, you just burn it, and that's it. Yeah, I'm having a grand old time. Also, I'm leveling 3 different classes simultaneously because this game lets you do multiple classes on the same character. Which is awesome. You don't have to level alts. There's no need for you to have more than one character ever. And also, they announced, I completely missed this, and ties into one game I want, which is the expansion to this game that's coming out. Number 1, this expansion is going to space. The entire expansion takes place on the moon. Yeah, you heard me, Shiver.
The fuck? Okay.
Number 2, they've announced 2 new classes. I thought it was just 1. There's 2. The first one I talked about last week. It's the Reaper. Do you want to play a Bloodborne class? Here you are. The other class is called a Sage. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Sage, they probably have nice healing magic, nice, beautiful, like, nature-esque
I think they probably
type
taste
spells.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. Some sage rosemary on your steak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So it is a healer, but you heal people with laser beams. You have these tiny little floating laser guns that circle your head, and you shoot your friends to bring them back to life. I want to play this so badly.
I love it.
I like it.
Dude, there's a class in this game called Gunbreaker. It's a tank class. They use gun blades because this is Final Fantasy, and they have an invincibility buff where they literally shoot themselves in the head, therefore they are invincible. I don't understand it. You probably don't understand it, but I love it, and that's this game. Also, my mount is a chocobo if they ate like 500 cakes. Have you seen the fat chocobo?
No, but I love it.
Google fat chocobo right now. Everybody in chat, Google fat chocobo right now.
The worst bit is,
Oh my
when
God,
you started
that's
talking
amazing.
about Final Fantasy VII, saying if you want to play a good JRPG, I was going to say I don't play JRPGs because I play games to escape reality. But then you started going on about the moon and lasers, and I'm like, I haven't been to Akihabara yet.
I was literally, Shiver, I was like, literally, you could take a trip down to Akihabara and they would be the exact same experience for you.
Oh, Akihabara is
Oh my.
something else entirely, man.
Yeah.
I've been to Amsterdam, but Akihabara, Jesus
They-
Christ.
It's another planet, guys. You gotta understand.
All right.
Yeah.
Also, why every JRPG
According to
in
legend,
the world takes place there.
if you come out of the main train station in Akihabara, turn to your right, and then take an immediate left, you can find that vending machine.
Uh-huh.
Oh. I know the one.
Good to know.
Japan.
Good to know.
There are, if you're just walking around, there are, I can't believe I'm telling you this. There are these things called maid cafes in Japan, and they fucking freak me out. And they dress up in maid costumes or anything of the like, and they're not brothels, but they're, yeah. And then you're not allowed to film in them. And someone got special permission to film in one, and someone ordered like an omelette or something like that. They brought the omelette over and they said, "Oh, let me put the ketchup on it and do a song for you." And I'm just sat there going, "I just wanted the fucking omelette. This is taking 20 minutes just to
I
sing
actually
this song."
saw-
And it's like the omelette is cold, and what's the fucking point of this? Because I can't sleep with you.
I saw an article about one that I loved the idea of. It's a gym staffed entirely by like ripped girls who will
Yeah,
yell at you and abuse you to work out.
Yes. Yes.
I'm married. I don't need that.
I think it's amazing. I love it.
And of course, the
Oh my god.
okay, so there are definitely owl cafes. Are there still penguin cafes?
I'm not sure if there's penguin cafe. There's a hedgehog cafe,
I
and
mean,
there are several cat cafes.
Oh, those.
yes.
We've even got those.
I want to go to a penguin cafe. Yeah,
Shiver?
Final Fantasy 14. Listen, if you like RPGs, it's excellent. The story is incredible. One of the best made games out of Square ever. People hold Shadowbringers, the expansion, in the same high esteem as like the best RPGs you could ever think of. Like they say, like people will talk about this forever, and I'm not there yet. And I'm like, if it's better than what is happening right now in the story, I will lose my mind. So that's exciting. And I will finish my bit here with one of my favorite things that I like to stumble across every once in a while, because I'm looking forward to the update for Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out this week, and in a thread I saw somebody say that they're glad to see Final Fantasy Remake doing so well because they're sick of games that have politics shoved in their face.
Yeah, Final
And I'm
Fantasy
trying to-
VII is
and
famously
I took
apolitical.
I took a second. I'm like, so you're telling me you enjoy Final Fantasy VII, the game where you play an eco-terrorist
Right?
trying to shut down the capitalist government who is siphoning the life out of the planet because you want to restore the world to its natural state and give freedom to all, has no politics.
I've always liked that declaration about games because, like, what do you mean no politics in video games? Just about every single one, especially the best of them. Half-Life?
You literally play Greenpeace
Yeah.
in that game.
I mean, I could understand if someone doesn't want real life politics coming in.
sure,
But sure, yeah. I mean,
but that's about that's an allegory if there ever was one.
yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely,
For sure.
yeah. But I mean, yeah,
That's like
I don't
saying
want-
most games introduce some
Like
form
saying
of
it's like
politics.
it's like
that's
saying
like
you
saying
want
don't
to watch
Star Trek for progressive politics.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say. You don't want to watch you want to watch Star Trek because you want to watch something that's apolitical, and it's like
Star Trek is very
90%
progressive.
of it is social commentary.
It's about as progressive as it gets.
Oh
Have you
my
ever
God.
have you
Anyway,
ever played a first-person shooter? Well,
They abolished capitalism.
all right.
They
Shiver,
abolished it.
Shiver, what are
I mean,
you
they
playing?
had literally an episode in the early TNG that was like, "These are the capitalists. They're fucking evil, and they make women naked." Ugh.
Shiver, what you been playing?
MechWarrior 5.
Yeah.
is it any
A
good?
game with politics.
Stompy robot.
It actually does have politics as well.
You
God,
can't.
how-
No,
I
you
enjoy
can't
it.
have mech anything without politics. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
It is mandatory.
Mm.
There's like a party
but
going
yeah,
on
it's
outside.
pretty
They're
good. It's-
screeching out there.
If you want to just jump into a giant robot and go and blow shit up, it's got you covered.
I
It
heard
could be more
robot,
in-depth.
and I'm picturing giant
Yeah.
robotic rabbits that fire missiles from their arms.
Apart from the rabbit bit, you're not far off.
Okay, cool.
You're genuinely not far off. It's good. It's good. It's getting more and more in depth. Apparently, I didn't play it on release. I waited for it with the most new expansion thing, Heroes of the Inner Sphere. It's pretty. It comes from the same people who made MechWarrior Online. It's using a different engine. You can go in, you can blow up giant robots. It does what it says on the tin. As long as you're not looking for something as in depth as story-wise as like MechWarrior 2 or even MechWarrior 4, does the job. Graphics are lovely. It's a good 7 out of 10 game again. Yeah.
Blow shit up. Why not?
Yeah.
Who doesn't like to blow shit up?
I don't know anybody.
Gandhi.
You're back. One sec.
You know, I'm sure
I mean-
if you put Gandhi at a computer with
Oh,
like
dude. You don't want to say bad stuff
Civilization?
about Gandhi, trust me.
I mean, Civilization has gone there.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
Eric.
It is always a very interesting experience in Civilization when you get like attacked by like fighter jets from Gandhi. You know, like, ah,
Gandhi launches
this is
nuke.
weird. Anyway, David, what have you been playing?
I was gonna ask you.
I know, but I asked
Too
first,
late.
so I win.
All right. I finished a game. I've actually finished a number of games this year, and it feels great.
It does feel great.
I like went upstairs with like this giddy little smile, being like, "I did it! I beat it." I spent 40 hours and beat Days Gone.
Beautiful.
And then
I want a rating on a scale out of 7 penguins.
6 penguins.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a lot of penguins.
I immediately relaunched the game, New Game Plus, and I am going to play through it again. I haven't been this. I love this game. Like, I think it's spectacularly well done. I'm really disappointed that it's not going to get a sequel. I think it's excellent, honestly. It was doing good things with the story. The story unfortunately ended with only some of the threads being finished because they were clearly, planning for a
Sequel that they won't get.
that won't happen. But it's a really, really well done game. I liked it, and I'm gonna play it through again. Oh, I'm the 42nd registrant for Saturday's Bar Citizen. That's cool.
I was typing in chat. Fast Heart, you might have. I mean, you probably already know this because you see it. You might have some special guests at Bar Citizen.
Special guests are good.
Well, maybe special guest. Am I special?
Yes, absolutely.
Do I
Shiver,
count?
is Jake special?
Do I count?
He's a celebrity among mortals.
Yep, I agree.
I'll wait for your reply.
Yeah, fast let's see diplomacy in action now.
Admiral Kusanagi, definitely the Batman Returns penguins with missiles on their backs.
No, I was thinking penguin otters from
yes.
from Avatar.
No, I
Also
think
Avatar.
I was thinking the chocolate bars.
You sled on that.
I know
This
he
is
does. I
Aang's
know.
whole thing.
I know he goes penguin
It
on
was like episode 1.
Yeah, he kept wanting to. It was great. I think it was episode 2 when they actually did it. Because episode 1 was. Well, anyway. I really, really enjoyed Days Gone. I don't understand why it got such a poor critical reception. I think it's definitely in my top 5 open world games I've ever played. And I've played almost every single open world game that has come out because I like open world games. I don't finish most of them. So the fact that I actually finished one and I couldn't turn away from it.
You also finished you also finished Horizon recently, so you're on a roll.
Horizon, I played most of it when it came out on PC and then stopped and only just finished it now. Days Gone, I finished it all in a week.
Well, the funny part is you stopped
I know.
15 minutes before the end of the
I
game.
know. I did. It's true. But I couldn't stop Days Gone. Like I could not. I was much
awesome.
more. I was much more honestly
Love
much
those
more
games.
invested in the story of Days Gone than I was in Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Eric,
I got some things to talk about. So I started playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's okay. It's all right. It's not great. There's bits of it that I really don't like already early on. Have any of you guys played it? No.
a fair bit, yes. Yeah. What don't you like about it?
The AI is really bad. Which really took me out of the game really quickly. Like, you get like an enemy coming towards you and they're just like swinging wildly like this, and they're like, and you're like, how are you gonna dodge them? Maybe you could walk around them while they're swinging their axes like this. I'm like, okay. And a lot of times enemies will just like stare at you from like 5 feet away and wait for you to hit them. I'm like, okay. And one thing that really is bothering me is the controls are. I'm playing it on Xbox. The controls are extremely oversensitive. Like, you try and move a little bit and you move a ton. I've noticed this indoors a lot, where I'm like trying to like look at things, and all of a sudden I like jump across the room, and I'm like, well, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
You think that's bad?
I find it
I
all
heard-
very jarring.
I heard this guy, right, who set the sensitivity on his mouse to some fucking insane number, like 120,000. And all he has to do is place his hand on the mouse and think about the direction he wants his character and mouse icon to move. And then it just goes across the fucking world.
Anyway,
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
It's insane! He
And the
turns
thing
the
was-
guy down!
the other thing was the graphical improvements in the game are spotty. Some bits are really good, but I actually noticed in spots where I'm like, this is graphically not great, and was surprised because usually those games are excellent. So I don't know. I'm fairly close to the beginning of the game. I haven't got into it really far, but there have been a few things that are just like pulling me right out of the game, and it's that's weird to me. And I'm a little, I don't know. I'm gonna keep playing it because I own it, and I might as well. But yeah,
Have you made
it's
it out of
not great.
out of the cold and snow yet?
No.
Okay. So the opening in the cold and snow I found a bit slow. The game changes a fair bit once you actually get to England.
I will. I'm going to continue playing it. I'll keep reporting on my progress.
I've definitely encountered the problem you were saying where your character moves around way too much indoors. That's
Way too much.
yeah.
Like, I just don't understand where they're coming from with the control, with the control sensitivity. It's the character doesn't
can you
need to
turn it
move
down?
that aggressively. That's a good question. I haven't really looked. I
So,
probably should have.
What you're saying is, when you're in a snowy bit of the game, you'd give it a rating of Sub-Zero.
Yes.
I like the game, but
The other thing that really bothered me was that So there's a part early on in the game where you jump on like a small longboat.
Yeah.
The boat moves way too fast, like unrealistically too fast. It's like you jumped in this old wooden boat, and all of a sudden it became like the fastest speedboat that anyone has ever created. And it's just flying across the water at like Mach 12. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? This isn't Viking.
Do you want to know what's going on? Is they decided that, look, there are some games where traveling from point to point takes entirely too long, even with like quantum ion engines or whatever. And they were like, we don't want to do this. So they made the ships
They
faster.
could have done something. They could have done something else. It's unrealistically too fast, and it feels weird.
Wait until you get to the part where there's actual rivers everywhere, and you'll be like, okay, I see why they sped up.
Okay. It's just it feels strange. There've been a bunch of moments early on in the game where I've gotten pulled out of the game world really aggressively, and I'm like, what are the decisions going on here? This is weird. Really like so far. I'm favoring a bow as a weapon. Having a lot of fun shooting people from a long ways away. I do the skill tree is pretty cool. I like the design of it. It's really neat and aesthetically pleasing. I'll put it that way. But yeah, no, I'm gonna keep playing it. I'll keep reporting back. But unfortunately, the two games I'm playing right now are Divinity: Original Sin 2, which is like one of the best games, and AC Valhalla, which I'm noticing a lot of flaws early on, but I'm hoping I get more into it as it goes on. And that's it for me.
Oh my goodness, that moves us on to the accurately named segment 2. One game that you want.
Who's going first?
Let's
I
start.
already said mine is Endwalker.
Yeah, Jake covered his in the Final Fantasy portion. Shiver, what do you want?
Bloodlines 2. Where's Bloodlines 2? I'm willing to wait for Bloodlines 2. I want Bloodlines 2. It's coming out no matter what you fuckers say. It was not delayed indefinitely. At no point was the word indefinitely even in the fucking statement.
Nope.
That was just rumor started by someone who made a YouTube video and then everyone repeated it. And it was like, no, if you actually go and look at the statement, no. I saw a fantastic, and you'll like this, Jake. Someone came with a fantastic rumor saying that Rocksteady, the people of Arkham, are making Bloodlines 2, and Jason, I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, Schreier,
Yeah.
Yep.
replied to it saying, "Laugh my ass off." No.
I've started following Jason Schreier.
You're working
he's
on
pretty
their
good.
own game.
Aren't they
Right?
working on like 3?
No,
What,
just one.
Paradox?
Suicide
no,
Squad.
Rocksteady.
Oh, Rocksteady, yeah.
Yeah,
Rocksteady is
Suicide Squad. That's it.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's a second.
WB Montreal is making
Okay, so Montreal.
Arkham Knight,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
I still can't believe there's a co-op Arkham Knights game being made. I can't believe that.
Please be good.
I can't believe they still make Batman.
But Warner
games.
Brothers Montreal. Oh God.
Oh, Arkham Knights is so good. Please don't ruin it for me.
Eric, what do you want?
I want 3 weeks ago on Steam, a game came out called Power Wash Simulator, which allows you to power wash things. And fuck yes. This includes being able to power wash a Mars rover.
That's
Yes,
nice.
please. Yes, please. I'm good with this. I'm all in on this. It's $20 on Steam.
They should.
Power Wash
Those
Simulator.
people and the House Flipper people should combine forces.
Get married.
There's a
And
whole bunch of those types
just
of
make
games
it-
now, and I love them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I I got way into PC Building Simulator for
Hey.
way too long, and it meant nothing. And all I was doing was just like IT work. I was just doing IT work
I know.
virtually. There's
Oh
no
my God.
difference except less physical effort.
Well, you didn't get to like smell the cards in your hands
Yeah.
as you.
NASCAR, am I special? I need to know. I'm presuming that you left and came back.
Oh my god, fast car.
Oh, fast cart. I am okay.
Yeah, Jake, we
So
told
then
you
we
you're
do
special.
multiple special guests for Bar Citizen.
There you go, multiple special guests.
If I count as
Hang on. Can we just address the elephant in the room with him saying, I can live out my dream of a walking game? At no point when he makes those kinds of remarks that I'm not repeating, does it involve walking.
Okay.
I
So, I think it's a good moment to mention, Jake,
yes.
that the people who made Power Wash Simulator were involved in creating the maxed out edition of PC Building Simulator.
Oh.
So they're
they're
close,
intertwined.
you know?
Yep. All right. I'm in.
I want a
This is a
game.
shared universe.
That's right.
Power wash your computer.
The manual
wash your
labor
PC.
cinematic universe.
I don't understand why they don't all
wait.
combine into a thematic universe where you can take any kind of odd job. Your odd job could be build a PC, fix a house, power wash.
They do.
someone's-
It's called The Sims.
Yeah, that's true. What's that, Eric?
What's up, Eric?
Relay does not endorse power washing the inside of your computer.
No, please don't do that.
You can actually clean the PC components by putting them in the dishwasher and making sure they are actually thoroughly dried before you put any kind of current in them. But
It's
do
true.
not fucking try that at home.
Do not do it.
Don't do it
You know,
because
I have for
I guarantee
years,
you don't have the tools to make sure that it's dry.
I have. Oh,
I do
sure you do.
actually. 'Cause
Just put it in a tub and fill the tub with rice. Leave it for 2 days.
no. No. My roommate is a painter of vehicles, so we actually do have the tools to make sure that the PC parts are dry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Jake. Not Jake. David.
Oh,
I want a
What
What game do
game
you want?
that I think Jake showed it to us called Terra Nil.
no, it was not me.
Wasn't you?
Is this the Pokemon game where you shoot the Pokemon with
No.
guns?
No.
Because I want to play that.
No,
Terra
that
Nil
was-
is a reverse city
Why
builder.
did-
Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. All right. Back on board. Back on board. This game looks so good.
I'm
Oh
in for
my
this
God.
too. 100%.
Weird.
Shiver, did you
Um,
see this?
I did.
So the idea behind Terra Nil looks amazing. It's a city builder, but instead of like laying out your houses and then laying out some roads and building a city, you're plopped in a wasteland. And you have to, using buildings that you have, re-green the wasteland. So you have to put down like water things that put out water, which will put water down through where
River.
water goes down the river, which will then
Where
put some-
water goes.
where water
Yeah.
put water where water goes, which will make the green stuff go floop floop floop.
Excellent.
You fix the environment. You are plopped in a desolate, barren wasteland, and you have to fix the environment, bring back grass and forest and
Looks
animals
good.
and trees, and it looks gorgeous. And I'm gonna get it.
And it's
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
Devolver
get it.
game.
Yeah, Devolver. And I actually want to take
We love
one
Devolver.
second I want to take 1 second because a couple months ago, I guess, I talked about one of the games that I really wanted. It was during the Steam portion where they had demos. It was called Dorf Romantic.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in early access today.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that.
Good.
Look it up. Dorf Romantic. DORFROMANTIK. Sort of like Carcassonne, however you pronounce that.
Yeah, I never really knew.
Carbuncle.
Carbuncle.
Ooh, okay.
But-
Carbuncle, got it.
Benedict
with-
Cumberpatch.
Yeah, sort of like Cumberquat, but with like you connect forests and
Cobblepot.
villages and things. Looks gorgeous. I seriously recommend looking into it because it's beautiful. Anyway, I want
Cobblepot from
Terra Nil.
Penguin.
Yep. That game is on my wish list. I'm gonna get that game.
Dorf Romantic?
Dorf.
No, Terra Nil.
Oh, Terra Nil, yeah.
I played Dorf Romantic. I'm gonna do the wait and see on that one for me.
I found it very calming.
I
Anyway,
was annoyed because I would get the wrong pieces and then I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and it drove me a little bit mad.
yeah, that's fair.
But it was also before early access. So I mean,
It's
I'm gonna
still
give them
early
some-
access, yeah.
I'm gonna give them some leeway on that.
Yeah.
All right. News.
It's time for the Thorth segment.
Fourth. I actually have a piece of news that I put into our Discord chat, but I didn't actually make it onto here. So, so the reviews have come out for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart,
Yes,
which
they have.
it has landed at a absolutely stunning 89 on OpenCritic, and that is amazing. Basically, people are like, "Hey, y'all been waiting for a reason to own a PlayStation 5? Here it is." Yeah, Insomniac makes good video games.
Demon's Souls is on PS5. You've already got the best.
Yeah, but it's a
reason for-
remake.
Who cares? It's Demon's Souls, which is the hardest video game name to say ever.
Yeah.
Demon's
Insomniac.
Souls. Ever shiver.
Several developers that have been verified have come out on Twitter to say, "Hey, this game is reviewing super well. Hey, everybody in the video game industry, we made this thing with no crunch,
Yes.
zero
please.
crunch. The entire production,
crunchy.
no crunch."
Think
Now,
about crunch.
and they said, "Hey, there were a couple late nights, but only because we were on a roll. We couldn't stop." And that happens when you do anything creative.
The
If you've
thing
ever
about-
done any kind of creative project, you can feel it when it happens, and you can't stop because the energy is pouring out of you, and you need to put it somewhere.
crunch
In the game, preferably.
really
No
crunch only really exists because at some point someone says, "No, we need it by X time." Period. And that's
Zero.
and holy crap, have we not seen enough in the past like 4 years how shitty a decision that is for the developers, for the players, for the
everyone.
publishers, for everyone. Everyone involved gets shit when someone's like, "No, we're launching it here."
Lots of businesses do have an equivalent of crunch.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They do,
And-
but
Tons of them.
I think the problem with the video games industry is they're taking it to an absolute extreme, and developers, as Eris is so fond of pointing out, don't have any kind of union, so they have actually less protection than
Yeah, they don't get paid
many
for
other
crunch.
businesses that do
which
have
is
an equivalent of crunch.
Rough.
I
honestly,
we've all
I know
heard
a lot of
horror
them-
stories.
I know a lot of employees
Right on.
out there in the world who love working overtime. They're fine with it. You want to give me overtime? I'm good with it. The problem in the games industry is you have to work overtime and you don't get paid for it, and that is
and that is
really
simply wrong.
difficult.
I am
thing
very,
is-
very grateful that the company I work for absolutely values every single person's contributions and compensates us accordingly when we put in extra effort.
I work
they-
overtime frequently for my job, but
I work
I
for
am
government.
and I still do it. But I'm frequently told that one, I shouldn't, and I don't have to.
Yes,
But
I am told that
all the
constantly.
time,
Also,
right?
Yep.
But I'm choosing to because I want to, because it means something to me. That's not crunch. Crunch is you have to finish this. You have to get it done by this date, and it doesn't matter how much time you have to take to do it. You're doing it, and we're not paying you extra. And that's
Correct.
wrong. And that turns out bad.
I've been in
games.
those jobs.
Yeah. And
But
but
also
it's
At the end of the day, sometimes crunch is a necessity. There's no two ways about it. In certain industries, it's a necessity. Video game industry, it's not a necessity. You do not. If your higher ups who aren't making this game and are just trying to line their pockets and saying this game has to be out by this day, there is no necessity for that game to be out on that day. It is not going to end the world. But
People.
the only example I can say is I worked in a trophy shop, and it's very seasonal work, very much seasonal work. And you have to have these orders processed, the trophies constructed by a certain date of the award thing. And the only way to do that, because you're swamped, is the equivalent of crunch time. And I didn't get a bonus. Literally, the bonus I got was a packet of chips for working 4 hours extra on minimum fucking wage. And it's like, this takes a fucking piss.
If
So
you're
imagine how a
working-
dev feels who's doing it for free because some person has no idea of how his job actually works is saying, this has to be out by this date.
if you're working
Or
for
even
NASA,
So he
worse.
could go and afford an ivory back scratcher.
if you're working for NASA and you have to get launch stuff done by a certain date because these are the timelines that have to be reached to launch to Venus. If
Yep.
you don't hit these
Or we delay
timelines,
4 years.
it's another 18 years before you have the
Yep.
right timeline.
Mhm.
Okay, you know what? Crunch is justified if needed.
By the way, there's
If-
a really good example of that coming up here, which is not going to happen, but it was a really good example coming up. One of the missions that could have been selected, everyone heard that there were two Venus missions selected a couple days ago, which is awesome. But one of the missions that could have been selected was a Triton mission, and the only reason they could do it was because of like this one very specific launch window. And they're like, yeah, basically that's not coming around for another like 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
So we missed it. But can you imagine if you're on that project, it's like you have to launch at this time, and if you don't, we're fucked.
Yeah.
That's it.
And in that
you know?
case, yeah, you know what? Fine, crunch is justified. But if someone high up in a video game company is justifying crunch by saying, "Well, we have to release Q3 this year because we don't have anything else releasing Q3 this year, and we need to look good for the stakeholders." Fuck that. You're screwing yourselves over because guess what? Your game is going to be reviewed like shit because it's released before it's done, and you're fucking yourselves
And even
over.
if people buy it, you're not looking at the long-term consequences.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So people buy the game because of the hype you've already generated. But if the game comes out and it's bad, you've ruined your reputation. So the next game that comes out, people aren't going to do the same thing.
You destroy your mind share.
Regardless of people here liking or not liking Cyberpunk, CD
Oh,
Projekt Red,
they annihilated their
they
reputation.
destroyed they had a reputation for releasing something good up front. People really trusted them, and they have completely decimated their reputation. And now there's going to be millions of people. The next CD
David.
Projekt Red project,
When nitpick
Who
when
don't
nitpick the
buy
word,
it until
You can't completely decimate something.
fine.
The best case
That's fair.
scenario for crunch is you are making your employees work like 50 hours a week and only paying them 30. So you've got 20. And that's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that these managers just get used to treating you like garbage.
Mhm.
And that's just going to lead to even
Yep.
more problems.
And they set their planning based on the crunch time. So they're like, oh, we got it done last time. Well, let's do it again. And then they base their estimates on that. And then when you can't do it, they'll be like, okay, we need to crunch harder this time, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse forever.
Yep.
All right.
So I wanted
let's
to
do
mention.
yeah. Oh,
I just
go ahead,
wanted to
Eric.
mention sort of an exclamation point on what Jake was saying earlier, where he said, excellent score by Ratchet and Clank on OpenCritic. That is, Ratchet and Clank is currently number 1 for 2021 in terms of games on
Hell
OpenCritic.
yeah. Which is
Just ahead
saying
of-
something after 6 months.
Yeah, it's just ahead of It Takes Two, which I want to play as well. It sounds
Yes.
excellent.
I had already packed it. I bought it and then I packed it, so I have to wait until we move.
Damn it.
But that is a high priority once we move. But yeah, so guys, people in the chat, I'm sure you're all very smart people. Maybe not that smart because you're watching this show, but
I question their life choices.
Thanks, Jake.
if you're going to ask for games to be polished and high quality on release, and then you complain that games are taking a long time to make, you can't have one. You can't have both. Is what I'm saying.
I would actually go
You
further.
can't have games come out fast, and you also can't have them come out polished. They
I would
are
actually
mutually exclusive.
I would actually go a step further and say, when it comes to like video game news or whatever we want to call video game news sites, if they're saying like game delayed indefinitely and crap like that, I'd say actively avoid that, because that kind of terminology that's used tends to be really, really bad on game developers, because it's not true. Like Shiver was saying, Bloodlines 2 is not delayed indefinitely, but
Also,
it takes
people got to understand what the word indefinitely actually means.
Yes,
but
please.
most people don't, and it shouldn't, like, people
Which is
putting that
dumb.
into articles.
You should just learn English.
Yeah, but
Indefinitely
seen the
means
state of
without
internet? They
definition.
don't know
I
English.
know. I'm talking about this on the internet, but
No
we
offense,
have
internet.
all offense, internet. The internet's
All
a
offense, the
horrible
internet.
hellscape.
They said it, not me.
Horrible Hellscape, which we love. It's
Parts of.
pretty close. Yes.
We love parts of.
You got to take the whole. You can't take parts.
No. I'm
Nope.
not. I'm
Man.
not.
Nope.
I'm not. Spin on.
Nope.
Spin on.
All right, let's start the news. We could rant about.
Oh man.
You know what?
Dude,
This
we
was-
still got 30 minutes to fill here. So
I mean, I think we got. We don't have much news to fill. It's
No.
true. Jesus. Not much is going on. No, there's some
Why
stuff I
don't
want to
we
talk
have
about.
much news?
No, we'll talk about that after. Oh, fast cart. You know what? Fine. You know what? Okay. I was injured this Saturday. I hurt my neck and was unable to do the relay station. So Eric did it with fast cart, who kindly
had fun.
stepped in and made it so we actually had a show, because I was injured, and I'd like to
Fast
tell.
Cart took a step. It's a miracle.
Oh my god. I would like to quickly tell the story of how I injured my neck so badly that for like a day I
God.
couldn't move it. All right, so
I'm listening, but I have to pee so bad.
I do too, Jake.
I have a
honestly,
wireless headset. I'm gonna
go.
pee.
I'm going to, once I'm done this story. Due to life stuff, Cass's mom passed away like 3 weeks ago ish now, which has caused just all kinds of hell with everything. Due to life stuff, I went to Cass's dad's house to help install an air conditioning unit, because it is summer and it's we're getting into heat wave territory of like 32, 33, 34 Celsius. We had one day that was 34 feels like 42 due to humidex. It was painful. Anyway, I went
Come
over.
back to me when you hit 45.
We will, believe me. I went over to install an air conditioner, big air conditioner, right? Like one of the tall ones that goes in a window.
Yeah.
It wasn't like one of the short wide ones. It's a tall one, quite heavy. And I was like, you know what? No, it's okay. I got this. I didn't want her dad. He's 70. I didn't want him to like hurt his back or anything moving the air conditioner up the stairs because it was in the basement. So I, being the big, strong alpha male that I am, picked it up and carried it up the stairs. Anyway, and you're assuming, oh, he hurt his neck while lifting the AC up the stairs. No,
I'm not assuming that at all.
Did I hurt it while like putting it into the window and like lifting it so that he could?
Nope.
No. Before I even went down to the basement to get the air conditioner, we were all wearing masks because very few people in Canada are fully vaccinated. So I was wearing a mask, and I don't know if anyone here has sneezed in their mask before.
Yep.
But it's unpleasant, especially if you
Yep.
aren't able to change the mask for a while. So I went to hold in my sneeze. Like I plugged my nose to hold in my sneeze, and I went and tweaked my neck
Pulled
and
the muscles.
pulled the muscles in my neck. And then I had to go pick up the air conditioner because I couldn't let Cass's dad do it because he's 70. So I was not okay the next day.
You're getting old.
I am.
There was one time. I mean, I've got scoliosis anyway, so keep that in
I will
mind.
be right back. I've got wireless.
I'm not young. I'm far from young. And one day, I threw my fucking back out because I bent over with knees to pick up a blanket that fell on the floor. Don't get old. It sucks.
David
can
throwing
I
out
tell you
his neck
something?
because of sneeze is the most David story I've ever heard in my life.
Do you want to hear a really pathetic one?
Sure.
When I was 17, so not old, I did the motion you should never, ever, ever do as a human being. I bent over and twisted at the same time. So I like bent over and turned at the same time. And it was 2.5 weeks before I could walk properly again. My whole back just froze, just like,
Oh my god.
and just didn't get better for weeks. It was just like, oh, and you know what I was trying to do? I was bending over to pick up a paper towel that had fallen on the floor. It had nothing. The paper towel had nothing to do with it. It was me bending over and twisting at the same time, and that was it.
So I have actually now, due to this discussion, discovered the solution to all of our problems. We all need to get one of those long grabby sticks and just pick things up with the grabby stick instead of bending over.
Yep.
Has this made it outside of Japan yet? But it's basically an exosuit that you put on and it straps to your legs and stuff. I don't know if it's pneumatic or what, but
That's the Toyota developed that, I think I heard.
There's
I
a
have
bunch.
no idea. But I want one. I really want just to pick up fucking blankets. But it looks so cool.
I saw a new one that was
Made it out of
developed.
Japan. They're selling exosuits.
Yep. I saw a new one that was developed not even for like picking stuff up, but just to make like walking long distances easier. It like reduces the
Or the car.
yes. Anyway,
I
Trying to say it with a straight face. It just spilled out of him.
you know one of those the grabber things you guys were talking about?
yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
did have one of those when I had my back surgery because I couldn't really move very well or much at all. So actually, my lovely parents who were taking care of me after surgery went and got me one of the actual grabber things, so I could actually like pick things up that were nearby.
Yep. All right, let's do some news.
Sure.
We've got a couple items. I
Yep.
don't even know who put them in here,
Scrape
but
the barrel for it.
yep, scraped the bottom of the barrel.
I read a lot of news. Most of it was not worthwhile sharing.
Yeah. So EA has removed De Novo from Mass Effect Legendary.
It'd be funny if they like. Where are they going to get to the point where they just don't put it in because they always have to
Everything.
take it out?
Everything launches.
They'll always have it in at the start of a release because it's those important first week of sales that matter the most.
Okay.
I hate it.
Makes sense. As long as it does get removed eventually, because there are games out there that still have it installed. The license for Denuva is expired, and you can't use that game anymore.
I don't even think it makes sense because every single bit of research I've pretty much ever seen shows that if the person is going to and can afford to buy your game, that they will. If they pirate it, they weren't going to buy it in the first place. And the same thing goes with movies, and the same thing goes with music.
I agree. But this goes back to those corporate suits
Yeah.
who just see numbers and figures and don't get it.
Yeah.
They just want to line their pockets. So
I know, it just doesn't make sense because they could line their pockets more by understanding even the modicum of how economics work. If you sell your game for less, more people can buy it, and you will make more money.
Yeah.
That's literally basic economic. It's not even economics. It's like grade 2 math here. I can't. It angers me. Do you know? I've mentioned the story a couple of times about how ages ago one of my friends broke the economy of a game called Puzzle Pirates.
Yep. You were talking about that last week.
That's how he broke the economy. Literally all he did was he bought a sword making shop and sold his swords for less than everyone else, like half what anyone else was selling them for, and offered twice. So to build a sword, you actually had to have people work in your shop doing mini games. They get paid, and then the swords get produced that go to the people that buy the swords, right? Like it was an actual, someone has to work on it to get it done. He halved the cost of the swords and doubled what he was paying people. So more people wanted to work at his shop because it paid more, and more people wanted to buy at his shop because it cost them less. So everyone went to his shop. He became a multi-millionaire in the game and crashed the economy because nothing else functioned, because no one else could beat his prices. And anytime someone lowered it, he'd just slash his prices, and everyone kept, oh my god, he destroyed the economy, but like by just doing what businesses should do in the fucking first place.
and that is capitalism. That's not anti-capitalism.
I know.
That is 100% capitalism.
Pure
Yes, absolutely.
capitalism. Anyway, I apologize for going on another rant. Denuvo being gone from ME Legendary is good. I'm not going to download
To
it
be gone
illegally
from everything.
because at some point I'm going to pay money for it.
Mhm.
Sometimes I like to download things illegally just to see if I can.
Hey, me
Sometimes I like to download things illegally to make sure that I've got a copy of it in case whatever bullshit servers that it's running on decide to go down and not let me play it when I want to.
Should do that with every Steam game.
I can't even use torrents legally. Like Humble Bundle, I bought a shitload of copyright-free music to use. My ISP blocks torrents, so it's like, great,
Really?
thanks. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks.
Japan's
Even here, I am annoyed at my ISP. So, my ISP, they'll never admit to it, but I have objective proof. My ISP throttles torrents. When I was on my previous ISP, I had 150 megabits per second download speed. In terms of my contract agreement. And I could download at 30 megabytes a second on torrent, which is fast. My contracted speed is now 300 megabits per second, and I can download at 3. I'm like, you guys are throttling torrents. They're like, no, we're not. Like, yes, you are.
I don't even want to get into the absolute capitalist nightmare that is internet providers. That honestly, it needs to be regulated pretty much worldwide as a human
get
right.
that smile off your face. Get it off.
Guys,
I know what that's about.
Okay, so what's next? Shiver, I think this is you. Shiver, just a second. I'm gonna mute Jake here for a second.
We're gonna get Google Fiber.
How do I mute him? There's mute. Okay, Jake's muted. Go ahead, Shiver.
I found this exciting because I'm a bit strange when it comes to these things. But Noctua's new passive
Jake's
cooler
unmuted.
Okay.
was cited on a website. It was retailing for about $100. There was very little to no tech details available. It's supposed to be compatible with all current CPU sockets.
Mm-hmm.
It was stated though that if you've got a higher end, a hot CPU, like a really sexy CPU, a hot CPU, then you do well supplementing it with a fan. And this thing is big. Like you can go and see the pictures of it because this thing is fucking humongous. It's got like 110 watt rating just on the passive cooler, which is fucking insane. I think the 5900X is 150 watts. So that gives you an idea of how much heat that thing can handle. That's impressive for a passive. That's really impressive. And
you're gonna get mad at me here for a second, but you know what I would really like to see? A passively cooled AIO.
That's physically impossible.
What are you even talking about?
I want
you
an
don't understand the laws
AIO
of thermodynamics if you think
without
that's
the fans.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
That breaks the laws of thermodynamics. You're
Laws?
taking the heat from your CPU, pushing it into a radiator. You need the fans to then push the heat off the radiator. If you have no fans on your radiator's just going to get
I know what you're
No,
actually
no.
saying. I think I know what he's saying. I think he's saying take the giant block of metal that is the
Yes.
passive and just attach the tubes from the AIO to the block of metal
I just
so it
want
takes it
the
away
giant
from
block
the
of metal to be
CPU.
away from the CPU. How much?
So it's
how
like
much
over here.
more? How much more?
So
Could
you want water cooling?
but
Basically,
but with a giant
with no
block.
fans.
With no fans. I want water cooling with no fans.
But you
For no
still
reason.
want to run into the problem of where are you going to put the heat? The heat has to be moved from the CPU to somewhere else,
But it's
and then
the
the
same.
heat has to be expelled somewhere.
The same way that a current, like, if you put a passive cooler
I
on
want you
your
to
CPU
design
now.
this, David. That's
So,
my
literally,
my-
literally
And
what
if
I'm
you
saying.
and if you've got a
Hang on,
passive
hang on,
cooler on
hang
your
on.
CPU, you still need to eject the hot air.
Yeah, but there's yeah. I'm looking at my rig, and I think it would be really cool if instead of the spinning fans on the AIO, there were giant like metal blocks.
Yeah, it's called a radiator.
I think it would be cool.
You have that. It's called a radiator.
You have one
you
already.
Still need the
It could
problem
be
of
cool.
you're moving heat from the CPU to the radiator. The fans are then pushing the air off
Yeah.
the radiator so it can take more heat.
So,
David, you
I have a
still
question
have,
for you. I have a
still have
question
your
for you,
case fans with a
Shiver.
passive cooler.
Yeah. The case fans are what actually makes passive coolers work.
Yeah.
So
need
what you
airflow.
really
You
need, David?
still have
What you
the
really
heat
need, David?
From the
what you
CPU,
need
it still
is
needs to be
to-
pushed out.
what you need, David, is to just put a passive cooler on your current computer,
Yeah.
and then just get like a giant room fan and point it at the computer.
That'll work.
Well, the same idea with the AIO, just having passive and then the
It would work.
flow
You could
through
do it.
of the
It
computer.
is. That's what it literally is right
Look at-
now.
That's what it is.
You
What?
just need a
You get
really big
you just get
radiator.
better
That's all.
performance.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
but it wouldn't look. I don't like fans.
Well,
David,
fans.
David, you should
Air
watch
I hate to break it to
circulation.
you.
Oh God.
Otherwise, the heat
David,
just chills
David.
out there, man.
you should
There's no way to
you
move
should
it.
watch the video on Linus Tech Tips where they water cool a computer with a car radiator. It's
Can't eliminate
fairly.
heat, you can only
Actually,
move it.
one thing that I wanted to say earlier that I'll say now is for a while I've really wanted to invest in what is it, mineral oil, and try to just
Oh,
submerge
God.
an entire PC in mineral oil and just see what
There's a
happens.
lot
Mineral
of work.
PCs
You
are a
can't have
fucking
any
nightmare.
moving parts in
I
the
know.
oil either, and it's
I know, but I want
Yeah,
to
that's a pain.
look. What have I tried to do? I was like, I want to try to put a computer on the wall, and I did, and it works great. And I'm like,
That one's easy.
I know, but what's the next
You
step
literally
up?
said at the end of that build, "Never let me do this ever again."
Yeah, you totally did.
I did.
So,
That's
David,
not going to
the
stop
next
me from
part-
doing it again.
David, I know what your next piece is. Now you need to put yourself on the wall and put your computer on the floor, and so you're like up on the wall, sitting down, like hanging from the ceiling, and then the computer's on the ground.
No, next thing I need to do is just build it into a backpack for VR. I need to build
There
like
you go.
a
Perfect.
self-contained backpack VR.
You could
Hang-
probably just take like an Intel NUC and just throw it in a backpack. Put like some
the,
holes for the fans.
AMD Super Fidelity FX, which is a hell of a name to say. APUs, or I think even the Intel one's called APUs. Makes the backpack can help make the backpack a lot lighter.
There you go.
You're probably
Perfect.
not going to be able to do VR with just an APU still, in fairness. But
No, you probably can't. But yeah,
All
actually,
right.
that might be
and your
something we should
back's gonna
mention.
be so fucking hot.
Actually, we mentioned it last show.
We
The Super FX. Yes. That is June 22nd, I think.
What do we got next
Uh,
for the news?
3080 Ti. Apparently.
Oh yeah. 3080 Ti's come out. Tests it's about 11% faster on average than the 3080, 9% slower than the 3090. 3090 is just if you're looking at getting a 30 Ti, get a 3090. Simple as that.
Or just a 3080 and be happy with it being 11% lower. Like, oh no.
What's the price difference in the? I mean, prices don't really exist, and everything is a
The
lot.
3080 Ti
but-
is MSRP is about $1,200.
What's the 3080?
About well, probably around about 700 at the moment.
Oh God.
It's not
Yeah,
worth
get
it.
the 3080. Jesus Christ,
The
that's
TI
not
is not
much.
worth it.
That's not much performance for that much money.
No.
And if you want the performance, just get the 3090.
I'm gonna say
Mhm.
this. I wasn't excited at all for the 3080 Ti because I knew this was going to be what it was.
Yep.
When the 3090 came out and it was like, hey, it's 15 to 20% better than the 3080, I was like, oh, okay. So if they make a 3080 Ti, it's going to be garbage.
Yep.
The 3080 and the
Because the
3090 are
3090
so close.
The 3090 is what the actual 3080 Ti should have been.
Yep.
And then they should have come out with some wacky,
Titan.
crazy 38 gig monster.
The kicker is the AIB 3080 Ti's are a 3080 chip, just with
Yep.
more VRAM.
Yep.
And slightly better clocking.
Which apparently
Oh,
you can
that's
add your
gross.
own VRAM.
I like my 3090 for one reason and
project.
one reason only. Are you ready for this? Here's
What's that?
the moment, the exact moment I knew.
Which
I
moment
made
was
the
it?
correct purchase.
4K?
I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, maxed settings. Every last setting turned on, cranked that sucker. at 4K, and I was getting about 85 to 90 frames per second. Incredible.
Have DLSS on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
He was
DLSS
deep
is
learning,
magic.
Shiver.
Yeah, but it was also at a 1440p base too, which
Ooh, that's very nice.
yeah is nice. My allocation was 14 gigs for that, and I was like, oh, I made the right purchase.
Yeah. That's
And
a
I
lot
made-
of VRAM.
And I made
Yep.
the right purchase because I'm not going to 4K.
Oh man,
I'm on almost 4K and a 4K monitor, and Red Dead Redemption 2 with just a 3080.
it's so good.
Ultra wide.
Nice.
Everything.
I will.
Yeah.
I am
Um,
never stepping away from ultra wide. Ultra wide is life.
Told you.
Can you buy me one of those?
For me, I want
Maybe.
the same. I'm going to get the same immersion satisfaction out of my monitor if and when they release a 32-inch model of the exact monitor I have now. 16 by 9, 32 inches.
I like.
Yeah,
my
you've
ultra
been.
wide.
That's your white whale. You've been on
Yep,
that.
that is
for
my
a while.
this exact monitor I have right now, 32 inches. Give me the same exact monitor. My TV is 4K and supports up to 120 hertz. Thank you, HDMI 2.1. You are the best.
Yes.
And let me tell you what, there's nothing that looks better than Cyberpunk 2077 on that TV, HDR, 4K, 90 hertz. There's nothing that I've ever played that looks better than that. Yeah.
I think Days Gone
Nice.
on PC looks better than Cyberpunk. Straight up.
You haven't played it at these settings.
I played it at max settings at 1440. Days Gone looks better. In my
Hang on,
personal
hang
opinion.
on,
Yep.
hang on. Though, if he's got everything at max, that means he will be using super sampling, anti-aliasing. Is it 8 times or 16 times at top end?
16 times.
16 times. So he's technically doing. Oh Christ! Let me do some maths here. Oh fucking hell! He's technically beyond 4K because the way that super sampling AA works.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Technically, it's actually higher than 4K. Technically,
I'm just talking about how it looks. I really liked Days Gone and how it looked. Just throwing it out there. The summer of
I can't. So I won't.
the summer of gaming has started. And this is where I wanted to talk about everything that's coming up, but also it's started. There
David?
was yes?
My heart is broken.
Why?
We're gonna miss Devolver Digital this year.
I don't like that fact, and I'm probably going to watch it anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
No,
But-
I
like
have to go to Fast
sad.
Cars Bar Citizen.
I'm
Yeah, I
probably
know. It's right in the middle of Fast Carts Bar Citizen.
I can have
I'm
two
Fast
things.
Cart.
quite
I can
upset.
have two things on a stream at one on the screen at once, and I'm
I
gonna
actually
watch
think that we
Devolver
should-
Digital.
Since it's pre-recorded anyway, I think we should stream it anyway, like afterward.
You know what?
We-
I'm not opposed.
We could do it after that evening.
I'm not opposed.
I would do it.
Do we want to just
We-
replace
Well,
the
if
relay
we
station?
if we do it after, it would go into the relay station.
Let's
Well,
do
why
it
don't
after.
why
and
don't we
replace
just
Relay
replace
Station
the
with
relay station with the
Devolver
streams that would have
Digital.
been Saturday?
Okay.
Done.
Oh god, that's
Sure.
funny.
Thank you, Fast Cart. You should go sign up for that link if you want to come hang out, Bar Citizen, this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. UTC. I will be there.
This is
bring your own booze.
I
Yep.
will. We are currently in the most exciting time for video games every
It's
year.
Christmas, dude.
It is literal Christmas.
You know what, dude? If you're down, I'm down. However, Alien Week starts on Friday, so
Don't care.
up to you. Okay.
Aliens are fun and all, but Devolver Digital?
Okay. We can do that. That's fine. I'm down.
Like the aliens.
I'm
to be
just throwing
honest.
it out there. I'm just making sure you're aware.
We'll have to
Before
see.
you make any hasty decisions.
We'll have to. Let's take this conversation offline and discuss it and see what.
Oh,
we
I
do.
hate.
No, we're gonna Jake. We're
Never,
gonna,
ever
we're gonna
use
take
that
this
term,
discussion
please.
offline.
Oh,
It's so bad.
it's not offline. It's online. It's such a stupid phrase.
It's not when you work in an office and you're
It's
emailing
terrible. It's terrible.
people. I know.
So dumb.
That's why I used it. God.
You don't use that phrase in the office because both the meeting and the one-on-one are
offline.
offline because you're meeting
To
in
be
fair,
person.
No, but it's
To be fair, Ferris, it's the same guy who did ask recently, can I use NVIDIA's DLSS and AMD's Fidelity FX at the same time? And it's like, why would you want to? They do the exact same fucking thing anyway. Duh.
You wouldn't do anything.
no. You know what?
I want to see. I want to
think
see
you
someone
guys-
try and do this. I want to see someone
This
try and do
the
this.
same guy who mere moments ago was describing I want a passive AIO and then described exactly how an AIO works.
Sometimes I think you guys have absolutely no fun. Hello,
No, we have
everyone.
fun, it's
I'm
just
going to be completely serious at all
we
times.
just think about it for a second before
I'm
we
going to
have
be.
fun.
I'm going to be completely serious at all times. Jake,
Oh my
stop
God.
laughing. We're on a serious show. Jake, literally everyone I've ever known in my entire life.
We're just saying what everyone who
We
was
do it
watching
because
this
we
is
love you.
thinking.
You know, it took me a while to realize that all my friends in high school were really abusive of me because they made fun of me all the time, and now it's happening again.
But you do it to us.
What, did you say
also.
fucking stupid things at high school as well?
Oh, all the time.
We do love you and your personality. And we love the fact that you put up with us taking the piss out of you.
I've had
But
years
that's
of
the thing,
experience.
he dishes it right back. We wouldn't do it if you just we're like, oh, okay.
Stop being mean.
Then you,
You know, you
throw
backed
it
him
back
into
at
a
us.
corner.
That's why we keep going.
You know, you
All
backed
right.
him into a corner when his only resort is slapping you twice in a pub.
Oh, memories. Yeah, but Shiver, will
Called
you ever
out.
forget that?
Called out.
I just wanted to know how your skin was so girlishly soft.
Moisturizer. Moisturize me, Shiver. Moisturize me.
Oh
All
my
right, we need to
god.
move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, because that's,
I-
that's
No, no,
far too open-ended.
No, that is
um,
a Doctor Who reference. For
Sunday.
anyone,
no,
anyone
we're-
thinking
yes,
Oh,
yeah, sure it
moisturize
is.
me.
Sure it is. Yeah, okay.
that is a Doctor.
Please.
Yes,
it's a
it
Doctor
actually
Who.
is.
It's a Doctor Who reference. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm keeping things sci-fi. Okay.
So I do want to mention as part of the Summer of Gaming thing, Sunday we are actually going to be doing coverage. Like we've already planned this before the current mess that's happening during this show. Sunday we're going to cover. I think it's Microsoft and Bethesda. I think.
Yes.
Yep, the Xbox X
Ubisoft?
Bethesda. No, Ubisoft is Saturday. It's Ubisoft, then Devolver Digital on Saturday.
Right.
On Sunday, it's Xbox and Bethesda. On Thursday, it's the one that I really want to cover with Keira Knightley, Jeremy Keegan.
Where's this going? Would you want to cover Keira Knightley in?
Moisturizer.
It's a good answer.
Feel it coming.
Thank
David's
you,
dying
Therms.
over there.
Jeff Keighley. You understood what I was saying.
Did we?
Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Who
Okay.
was the other one?
Jerm Keaton? I don't know what I said.
Wait. So you trying to think of Jeff Keighley's name?
Keira
It's a
Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
Came up with Keira Knightley?
Yep.
Uh huh.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
If
This
we
is how
stream it during the show, you can get Twitch drops of Jeff Keighley's face to use in Among Us.
I
You
know.
put Jeff Keighley's face, his literal
Oh my
face,
God.
not a cartoon representation of his face, his actual face on your
Need to
Among
make
Us character.
So if you're watching Relay at the same time, you can get actual drops of moisturizer.
Yep.
So Thursday, it's the opening stream.
Keira
of...
Knightley's Bad Time.
Moisturize me. I'm trying out. Moisturize me.
Oh boy.
E3 is upon us. We'll tell you when there's things. Join the Discord. We'll tell you when things
Yeah.
are happening.
There's stuff
Yep.
Thursday.
Rubs.
There's stuff Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is the best time to like video games because this is when we hear about everything that's coming, and I think there's gonna be some big things coming.
Moisturizer,
Damn, my sex
apparently.
tape.
Do you think
There-
we're gonna? Hey, here's my question, David. I have one question for you. Sunday, Xbox. Are we gonna see Fable again?
No.
No,
That's what I thought.
too early. Starfield.
Yes.
Yep. That's our. Now, are they actually gonna do the rumored thing? Are they as Bethesda
No.
gonna do it? No.
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 No. What do you think, Shiver?
I think it's a gamble saying we'll even see Starfield. To be
What's the
honest.
rumor?
I think we'll see
That they'll
Starfield.
launch it.
Rumor is that
It's been 3
Bethesda's
years.
gonna walk out. Rumor is that Bethesda's gonna walk out on stage and say Starfield's coming out in November.
Nope.
It's not a
basically.
rumor. That's wishful thinking.
So
That was the rumor.
one thing that I've noted is that Xbox Game Pass has been really, really great. Every single month, there's been something fairly
Yep.
big without fail until June.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has been announced for June yet, really. So I don't know
Legend
what.
of Zelda Breath of the Wild coming to Xbox Game Pass.
I mean, yeah,
Only on
June's not-
console.
traditionally speaking, June isn't, big game release time.
No, but lots
The-
of
the
game.
ones that do come out are exceptions rather than the rule.
But lots
I
of.
wanted to mention. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, lots of Game Pass stuff is stuff that's already been out. I'm still wondering. Like, I think that they're going to announce a number of things at the event on Sunday of like
Oh, very likely.
get on, but like things available now, right? People
By the
have
way-
really liked in the past few
I
years
think
the
Hellblade will get a release date of like September or something crazy.
what's that, Eric?
Right now, Game Pass Ultimate, if you do not already have it, is $1 per month for the first 3 months, which is a pretty spectacular deal. So,
I actually
just FYI.
upgraded to Ultimate so that I could cloud play Fable, because Fable 2 is just Fable 2. What I wanted to say this entire time, though, is that the summer of gaming has already started. There was the Guerrilla Collective stream. They had a bunch of stuff on their stream. Mostly, I mean, it's all like indie-ish games, but there were a couple, 3 that sort of struck out to me. One is Sable. Now, Sable we've seen before. Absolutely striking art style. I still don't know too much about it, but there's like 12 minutes of gameplay of Sable. It looks really cool. Endling looks just heartbreaking in that you are a mother fox and one of your foxlets has gone missing, and you have to find your missing foxlet, and you've got 3 other fox cubs that you have to keep alive as you're and like scavenge food for them because they need to eat.
Oh
Yeah,
no, that game sounds heartbreaking
I
already.
know.
No,
I
thank-
know.
No.
Endling. Noskavian, you are absolutely right on. Oh wait, no, hang on. You're completely wrong on that Fable rating. Fable 2 is the best, then Fable 1, then Fable 3. Fable 2 is one of the best games of all time. Fable 1.
I'll agree with that.
Noskavian's, what's going on? Why can't I see Noskavian? Is he on the YouTubes? Is that why I can't see him talking?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you look at
Oh,
the displayed chat on the stream, you'll see both chats together.
Yep.
I'm sorry I ignored you, Noskavian. I've only got the Twitch chat open.
And then the
I don't
third
watch
one
the
that I
stream
saw
at the
that
same time.
looked kind of cool was called Omno. It looks like a weird like exploration puzzly type thing. I don't know. All I'm saying is go to YouTube and take a look at some of the stuff from Guerrilla Collective. I love indie games. They're cool. And even more surprisingly, this is something that does not happen often. Valve have time at the PC Gaming Show. It's probably to announce whatever Valve PC console they're trying this time, which I seem to remember them trying like 7 or 8 years ago and failing horribly. But
They've been pushing the VR stuff.
I was going to say
VR thing recently.
it's probably another VR game.
they were supposed to have 3 mainline, like AAA VR titles in development, one of which was Half-Life Alyx, which is a great
One of the best.
game.
From
The best.
everything I've heard, one of the best VR titles
the
ever
best.
Full on Portal VR game.
made. Yes.
Portal nausea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, puke everywhere.
Yep.
I want it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
want it
I do
too.
too. I do too. I'm still gonna puke everywhere.
I don't even have a VR helmet, but I fucking loved Portal. I fucking.
You know what
loved
they need to
Portal.
do? Now
Portal
that
1, I still think that Portal 1 might be my number 1 for best video game of all time.
Really?
Absolutely perfect, surprising, great gameplay, great story, great voice acting, and short enough that it never wore itself out. It's the perfect self-contained, like
That was-
3-hour.
It was never
that
meant
was
to be
the
released as a game.
ultimate tease. What was that?
It was never meant to be released as a game. It was only ever meant as
It
a
was
tech demo.
Yeah, and I think it's possibly the best video game ever made. In that nothing in it is bad. Almost every single other
No,
video
it was,
game you can
like,
think of
perfect.
has problems. Even KOTOR 1 has like there are things that are wrong with almost every
You know
single
what?
other
You know what?
video
The
game
number
out
one
there.
thing that was wrong with Portal 1
What's that?
was that it wasn't a full game.
It was.
That was
it was
everyone.
everything
That's
it
the
needed.
number one thing. Number one thing people were saying when that came out was, "Where's the rest of Portal?"
I
Give
think
me
it was the
more.
perfect length. But that's
Sex
just
tape.
personal.
Portal 2 is. It's
Also
up there.
excellent. Also
It's
absolutely
up there. It's
excellent.
it was
the
really
problem with
excellent.
all the Portal games is you play it once, maybe twice. That's it. You know
Yep.
exactly how to play it, win it, complete it, done. That.
Well, how many
Yeah,
games do you
it-
really play more than once or twice if they're
Hey Jake, how many
Single
times have you replayed Mass Effect?
No. Shiver.
I'm
You're
on
at-
number 4.
You got to ask me that.
No,
I've played.
because you're a difficult pain.
No, I've played through Mass Effect more times than Jake has.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've played through Kingdom Hearts 2 8 times.
Woo.
There are games that you replay them because they're fun and the journey is fun. Portal, the
Half-Life-
problem with that is you need a huge gap between replays.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Half-Life 2 is that game for me. I've beaten it, I think, 4 or 5 times. That game was just spectacular.
I think I'm
Yeah.
on 3 or 4 for Breath of the Wild, which is decent.
I stopped counting Bloodlines playthroughs after 9.
The game I spent the
Divini-
most time in of all time, though, is Neverwinter Nights. Thousands of
Divinity
hours.
Original Sin 2, I'm
God.
getting up there. It's really, 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 really good.
But a lot of the things that all these games have in common, that you've replayed multiple times, is there's more than one way to get past a certain thing. Whereas Portal is very much, this is the solution. There's only one real solution.
It is, and it's still my number 1 video game of all time.
That is fair. I enjoy it, but I don't think I would ever say any Valve game is my number 1 game of all time, in fairness.
It's the only one. Half-Life Alyx is the very best VR game that exists.
What's your number 1 game, Jake?
Ever?
Ever.
The Last of Us Part 2.
I just wanted to make sure it hadn't changed over the last few months.
Nope. There is no game that marries every single medium of artistic expression together in a perfect way like The Last of Us
Portal
Part 2.
1. Yeah, you're right.
You haven't played The Last of
I
Us
know
Part
I haven't.
2.
I know.
And
I'm
also,
going to.
you have... Yeah, you're David, so you're probably not going to
Yes.
like it.
Why not? I liked the
It's not
first one.
hipster enough for you. It's too mainstream, man. Too many people
I am
like it.
not hipster.
Man, it is amazing how many people just fucking despise Last of Us Part 2 because it's sad. I'm like, come on!
The first
Like,
one.
that's our
there's-
horrible
There
excuse.
there's an absolutely brilliant quote from girlfriend reviews. One, if you aren't watching girlfriend reviews, you absolutely need to watch girlfriend reviews. They are some of the best YouTube people about video games right now. Go watch that channel. But they
I
did
will.
a video on The Last of Us Part 2, and there is a quote in it that stuck with me, and it's still with me right now. Like it's so vivid. So Naughty Dog, Naughty Dog especially, but really all of Sony, all of PlayStation Studios games are huge proponents of accessibility. And they have infinite difficulty settings. Spider-Man had tons of them. Every Naughty Dog
Days
game
Gone
since Uncharted 3
Has like 8.
The Last of Us 2 is so accessible, gameplay wise, that a person who is blind successfully completed the game.
Wow.
It's that good. The
impressive.
thing that Naughty Dog did not implement difficulty settings on is its story.
Yeah.
And if it's too hard for you, you won't like it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and that's the thing, is that a lot of people find the subject matter of that story too difficult to get through, and then they get angry. And-
or the thing that happens in the first hour of that game, they find that particular scene too difficult. But instead of saying that it's too dark for they don't want to admit that to themselves, right? So they blame the developers.
I
And
will
say
have
that the
to.
story is bad and the writing is lazy and the characters have no motivation.
I will have to wait until I can actually play it.
Mhm.
I generally don't.
David-
like sad
Hopefully that
things,
happens.
But
David, I highly recommend you play the first one again before
Yes.
you play the second one.
that's money.
I really,
No,
not
fast cart.
really.
Look it up. They did it. They did it.
I think he's being.
It's amazing. It is a true achievement in accessibility. It's incredible.
Go ahead.
Games, when you play a game, you're experiencing a story from this perspective of yourself, your own perspective. Knights of the Old Republic one. Spoiler. I was Revan? Fuck me. Didn't see that one coming, and that's like
Yeah,
I need to go and contemplate this over a cigarette. Shit.
Excuse me.
It's the greatest twist in
I
all of
don't-
video game history. To
The
this day,
cake.
I don't
Hang
think
on,
there's
hang
anything
on,
that's
hang
better
on,
than that.
hang on. The cake was a lie.
No,
Wasn't.
there was a cake.
And then I don't know the full story of The Last of Us, but I know some of the controversial bits.
Uh-huh.
And if someone isn't psychologically, let's say, prepared, because that's less insulting, for some of the things in there, and it goes against their grain, then yeah, they're going to react negatively to it. But the thing is, when you have these stories that you are experiencing in this extremely unique way, you know, the closest we've had of books, and even the book is mostly a third person experience, it challenges you to think differently. It presents you these completely different, difficult situations that, you know, you're not necessarily going to experience in real life, because it's very easy to put yourself in your own social bubble and not ever come out of that. And if you aren't prepared to experience these new things, and it's going to come as a shock to you, it's going to be something that gives you this negative thing, because you've only ever experienced things in your own social bubble. You form your own opinion on these things, and then suddenly you've got this other blasting it right in your face, and that is how it can be, certainly.
Yep.
And if you're not ready for that, you're going to react negatively to that. And I'm not trying to say, I'm trying to say it in the most neutral way possible, of you're going to react negatively to something that you are not used to, that's going to take you out of your own comfort zone. And it's a good thing, believe it or not, because how else are you going to experience these things?
Exactly.
It is a unique
And
masterpiece.
I prepared myself because I know Naughty Dog. I've played their games for the last 20 years. I know what they were going to do to me. I still wasn't completely ready.
No.
And that's a good
I wanted to
thing.
mention.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is the reason why I think there's a lot of realization for like critics and stuff, because this is the reason why there are a lot of like negative user reviews for The Last of Us Part 2, and yet it is the most decorated game I think of all time now.
Yeah. In terms of like awards won, yes.
Yeah, in terms of awards, yeah. It you know, it's just like this. Yes, there were people who didn't like it, but it was still this like they basically looked at that and went, no.
I think it's actually Witcher 3.
That's random.
There was a big article and thing about how it had surpassed every other game.
Past The Witcher.
Oh, has it?
Games, if they want to, they have this opportunity to give you a completely new and personally challenging experience, and
Yep.
it's
Can you
absolutely
guys permit me
wonderful
real quick?
thing.
Yeah, sure.
I can't. It says you're not here.
Why are you not here?
After Witcher 3 in awards won or in score? Because we're talking about awards won.
Yeah, I was awards.
No, I saw the follow-up. It was like, if you Google it, Witcher 3 shows up, but I think it's just out of date.
Yeah, it was January 26th of this year. It surpassed.
Nightbot says you're mistaken.
Games can be that gateway to push your boundaries. We were saying about Star Trek. Okay, maybe you don't like Star Trek and you're not ready to see Captain Kirk kissing Uhura. That was boundary pushing, though. Maybe you're not ready to see it. Games are now in this position where they can push these boundaries of what society now considers normal.
I do want to say, though, that the best video game of all time is Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda.
No, if we're talking best, it's Super Mario World.
The best
I
rated.
could pick apart Ocarina of Time all day. All day. I can utterly eviscerate that game. I love that game.
The best rated video game of all time is Ocarina of Time. It is the best rated video game ever.
Like in awards or number?
Rating number.
Yeah, number. Yeah.
By number.
Oh no, I know that.
It is the Ocarina of Time is the best video game ever.
The actual best game of all time is Super Mario World. Because it's flawless.
Was Ocarina of Time not a console exclusive?
It was.
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So technically, it's only a certain fraction of gamers that have
Yeah, of course.
rated it the best of all
Well,
time.
no, it's actually now been on 3 consoles.
Still.
So it's a console exclusive still, like I said.
Super Mario World is the best game of all time.
Super Mario is also console exclusive, as is The Last
Super Mario
of Us.
World.
As is almost all games
Most,
that are on
yeah.
this list, unfortunately.
So the link I posted in chat
Ugh.
is the video essay that I was talking about. It is
will watch
called
it, thank you.
Understanding The Last of Us Part 2. And it's about 9 minutes long. I highly encourage everyone to watch it unless you have not played The Last of Us Part 2 and intend to. If you intend to play it, do not watch that movie or
I am
that
not
video.
going to. I'm going to play it at some point
if you
when
have played
PS5s
the
become
game-
available for mere humans to own.
If you have played the game, you need to watch it because it will just every ounce of emotion you felt during that game will come rushing back to you. when you
Oh,
watch that
great!
video.
Thanks, Jake. By the way, I wanted to say something because this is really, I have to say, is kind of a cool experience playing that game with Jake, basically more or less at the same time, and then doing shows about it and talking about it was an awesome way to experience that game.
Yeah. We need to do it again for whatever game Naughty Dog is making right now.
Okay. You don't have to ask me twice.
So I want to move us to our final segment now because it's
What you want to actually end the show that's way
Look,
over time already?
way over time. We had no news. We're a half hour over time.
What did I tell you? What
Well,
did I tell you?
Jake, I know.
There's 4 of us.
It's time for segment. It's time for segment. Get your free shit.
Yeah.
Really, really good one this time.
Frostpunk is free
Frostpunk
on EGS.
is-
Great game.
Oh, I
Frostpunk
You
love
want a
is
that
game that's just an
fucking
absolute
awesome.
bummer, but also a fun city builder?
Yep.
Frostpunk.
Really,
Accurate.
really good game. But yes, total bummer
Accurate.
for sure.
Do I research child labor?
Let me decide. Also, one of the things I really like about that game, it is hard. It is
extremely hard.
it's good and hard. I really, really enjoyed playing through Frostpunk.
Farstpunk.
Go. Frostpunk.
The next one on
That's
here
free
is
on Epic Game Store. That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Yeah.
the next one
We'll get
here isn't a game, and it actually isn't tied to a particular launcher, though it is kind of through Epic. Epic is Genshin Impact is now available on the Epic Game Store, but you can also get it on just Genshin Impact. But there is a promo for free stuff through that. The promo is Genshin Epic. Genshin
All you
Epic.
got to do is hit the button. It ties it to your account, and then you can launch it from anywhere and play it from anywhere, and you
Yep.
get the stuff.
Hey, free stuff.
You don't even have to launch it from Epic. You just have to
No,
put
you
Genshin.
just have to push the button.
No, you just have to put Genshin Epic in your in Genshin Impact's MiHoYo they have a
Yeah.
website where you put in the promo code. All you have to do is put in the promo code.
And then you push the button.
Yeah. Sure. Yes. Push button. Anyway, free stuff on Genshin.
Yeah.
The other one, there's a VR game, Museum of Other Realities, free on Steam
Ooh,
right
that
now.
sounds interesting.
No idea what it
know what that
is.
is.
Was it who put it in there? Shiver. Shiver put it in there.
What is it?
I just saw it was free. And it's a VR game. There's not many of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
No.
It's probably like a museum of other realities.
I
It
don't
looks
think so.
pretty funky.
And
Yeah, it looks like an LSD trip, to be honest.
It totally does.
oh, good, just what I want in VR.
Well, you said
A
you
lot of
wanted
people want that in
vacuum when you
VR.
were playing Portal, so yeah.
Oh god.
And
Then you don't have to do the whole drugs part.
that's good because I don't do those.
It's less expensive.
Unless, as long as you're not talking about chocolate, caffeine, alcohol, Tylenol, vaccines. As long as you're not talking about any of those things, I don't do drugs.
Hang on a minute.
Okay.
Since when did vaccines count as a drug?
They don't.
They
Since
technically
when
do.
did chocolate count as
Actually,
a drug?
do they?
Chocolate,
Yeah.
anything that alters
Is
your
it made by
your
a pharmaceutical company?
Well, yeah, but it's I don't know.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
Richard's here.
Why
Hi,
is
Richard.
Richard rating us? We're not even talking. Oh god.
Oh boy, are they in for a
Oh
shock.
my
We're sorry.
god.
Everybody hide.
Hey, Richard. Oh, we got a Huskaha in there.
Hello. Thank you for
Hello,
rating
everybody.
us. We're wrapping up our
We're
show.
literally
We were
wrapping the
just,
show, but that's okay.
but we have a CIG employee here. Look at
It's
that guy.
true.
I'm not. Oh god. Oh, hi everybody. Why would you do this to me? They don't. Probably most of them don't know that.
Now they do. we have a CIG show on the or CIG show on this person.
Hey,
Because-
hey, I'm gonna
I don't
promote
know.
something. Hey,
Okay.
Fast Start, drop that
Promote.
link again in chat. There's a virtual bar citizen happening this weekend. On Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you, and it's happening over Zoom. We're all gonna hang out. I'm gonna be there, and yeah, come hang out and have a bevy in your house. Thanks, Fastcart. There it is. Click that link to RSVP because there's like Zoom only supports a certain amount of people. So we're whoever wants to go.
Bar
should go.
citizens in COVID times.
It's a good time.
Hey, Captain Richard. You caught us in our
Very
show where we
soon.
talk about no Star Citizen at all and talk instead
Yeah,
about
yeah, you
other
picked-
video games.
It's because I'm on the show.
It's true.
Because we can't.
And yet we have a
And
very
yet we do
suspicious
sometimes.
looking logo today.
No. That's
Yeah.
that's Relay's new logo.
Yep. Contrary to literally all evidence, this show is not about Star Citizen. But hey, Richard, thanks for the raid. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, give Richard a follow. But you probably are already. Anyway,
Of course.
You should be.
our communities overlap pretty hard, so
Pretty
there's
hard
that.
indeed.
But yeah, thanks everybody for joining it. We're gonna pass the raid on, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm trying to find someone to raid quickly so that you guys actually get some Star Citizen content because that ain't us
Kemi
Wait,
right now.
65 's playing Star Citizen.
Where's
Who's that?
Kemi?
Kemi 65.
Yeah.
Okay, how
let's
do I
raid
do that?
Kemi.
Eric, you know how to do
You see
this,
the
right?
big purple button that says raid?
No,
Yeah.
I don't have that. Basden, I have no idea what Arena Commander is. I think it's a figment of your imagination.
All
Come
Arena Commander was
imaginary.
my fucking drug of choice for like
come
2 or
here
3 years when
Saturday,
it first came out. It was
Saturday at 9
amazing.
p.m.
I loved it.
Eastern, and we'll actually answer Star Citizen questions. Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we talk Star Citizen.
But Richard, how can we do that when you're live? All right, everybody, the raid is happening.
Well,
Yes.
Before we go, don't we need to tell everyone where we are?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, y'all follow Star Citizen. That's where I am. So
We're here
Alien Week
Saturdays
this
and
week.
Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. Shiver, where are you?
Tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. UTC over on twitch.tv/Table of Horrors. Fucking bastard.
There it is.
We're doing
VTM?
Vampire the Masquerade, London by
Yeah.
Gaslight.
Excellent.
thanks, Richard. I'm about to shave it all off.
Bye, everyone. We love you all.
For charity.
I'm so
We're gonna
sorry
be doing
we
we're
I'm
gonna be
so
doing some
sorry we
coverage
had
of
such small amount of time.
Yes.
We're going to be doing some
Thank you,
coverage of the Summer of Games stuff this weekend. Join us and have some fun with that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to
we
click
love
the
all
giant
of you.
raid button.
Thanks for hanging. If you want to actually watch our show, we're here every Tuesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Hit the follow button or join us on Discord. We like to hang out in our Discord. So
If you like,
yeah.
straight up, if you like space stuff, there's a channel dedicated entirely to space news because we love space news. Join us there. Nakara
yeah.
does nothing but space. And we're gone.
Of course, you'll
And
be
we're
there to see it.
and we're
Oh,
rated.
we're out.
There you go.
Literally as we
You
were
stop
going to
streaming.
end.
Yeah.
Good. I like Kemi.
I also like Kemi.
Good call there, Shiver.
Fun fact: Kemi sends a Discord private message to my boss every day, saying "Good morning"
Really?
every day.
That's nice.